I thought you guys might want to see the birth of the Predicta chassis. So I just took the nuts out, the knobs off. And this has seen the light before. Dan did a little bit of work to the socket and the flyback. So take her out. See what we're dealing with here. Looks pretty darn good, actually. Yeah, I recall it looking this good when Dan worked on it. He recoated the flyback. I remember that. It was cracked, and he coated it up with Corona dope. There's a broken tab thing here. Where is it? Yeah. And also, I remember Dan working on the, let's see, he also replaced the socket, I believe, on this one. Because the socket that I had was busted. I believe this whole center piece was busted off. So Dan replaced that. I think that's all the work that was done to it. So otherwise, I believe it's looking pretty original. Big old power resistor. And I think it looks pretty good. Gonna need a lot of help, guys. Never worked on a Predicta before. So it's time though. I'll start doing stuff like, these resistors, these paper caps. I think that electrolytic, I'm not sure how you guys handle like these two electrolytics down here, but I will be calling and texting and emailing. I think Dan gave me a replacement for that. And I believe on top here, I think you just put in fresh new diodes for those. And then the fusible resistor there. I'm not sure if I have a replacement for that, but like I said, I'll be reaching out. Board is dirty. So it looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 networks on the board. And then I believe I saw one underneath the chassis. This is which model is this? I forget which chassis this is. I believe, I got the tandem. Dan had given me the original Philco. So this is the 9L38. That's right. Gonna be fun. Gonna be a lot of work. But I'm looking forward to finally working on it. The picture tubes over here, which I cleaned up years ago, and it still looks really, really good. I cleaned the heck out of that case for a long time. And then, of course, I ruined the original back because I have 6-volt CRT. And I put a little nipple on the back of mine. I didn't like the way the gap, I had originally just done the extenders, but I didn't like the way it was sticking out pretty far. So it looked terrible. So I cleaned up the long cord. The face on this one is not too bad. So it's one of the green ones. So it's really green. It does about once a year. If you just let it sit, it becomes coated with the white on the outside, which I can just wipe off. So, but it has not been polished yet, so I'll need to do that. But it's pretty good just by itself. Like I said, it's one of the real green ones, so hopefully I get lucky there. Base has got its usual cracking, its usual splitting, which I probably won't. I'll just leave it, most likely. This cabinet is in super nice shape. It's got some very fine scratches on it, but I think it's in really, really nice shape compared to a lot of the ones you see. It's got a lot of dust and a little bit of mold in here, so I'll clean that off. The antenna is not the original, but there is an antenna here. Not sure how to go about hooking it up. I'm assuming I can figure out a way to get that to work. But like I said, the cabinet's in really super nice shape. Scratches here and here, but overall, it's really nice. And I even think it feels really, really good. If you look at the chassis, and the power button has a really, really nice click to it. So maybe I'll get lucky and that'll actually work too. It's Predicta time.